Welcome to Planet Lizzdom, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. Technology is a heck of a thing, and sometimes we have some difficulties, but we rise above and we make sure that technology is not the master of us. So we're so happy to see you guys. Welcome back to our Something Strange series. Tonight is episode 4, and I am so excited and happy to tell all of you we're sold out. So there's no extra tickets for the show because of government regulations. We are sold out and we're so excited about it. But it doesn't mean that we don't get a chance or still shouldn't get to know our performers. And oh guys, I am so excited for tonight. You know, tonight we meet what you would call the marvel of the mind. She's one half of the sentimentalists. She's a member of the Magic Castle. She's an amazing artist, a beautiful model, and you've probably seen her on TikTok. She's someone who could really turn any skeptic. And guys, I'm so excited to welcome to our studio tonight the wonderful, the amazing, the iconic Steffi Kay. Everybody give her a round of applause.
Thanks, Liz. Nice to see you.
See you too. I'm so glad you could be with us tonight. I've just been so excited all day, and I'm like, what do I start with? How do I introduce you? Because you are so many different things.
Well, thank you. That introduction was lovely. I'm touched. I was like, oh, you do me? Are you talking about me here?
I am talking about you.
Yeah, it's a fun life.
It is a fun life. And something that I really have to give you and Mysterion credit for is this ability to online stream. Because of the pandemic, I had to learn how to do this on Zoom and StreamYard and a few other platforms to really help you guys continue to perform for everybody else through the screen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, that was a huge change. When you do things online, you're confined to the box of the screen, and a lot of people think with magic or mentalism that it's possibly rigged, right? Because you can't see what's going on around. I mean, there could be people, I don't know, like there could be cameras off at the side or something so that we can see, or whatever, screens on the side so we can see what's going on. But that's really not the case. And that's why we love performing in that room that you're in. That's where we do our show.
Here we go.
As you can see, we're surrounded. It's 3 walls there. And there's no roof. It's just the sky. I'm just kidding. There's a roof.
Could you imagine? Oh, I would love a skylight. That would be great.
Yeah, so it's 3 walls there. There's no screens or anything. So that's actually like the perfect space to do a virtual show because there's no funny things going on.
Absolutely. Well, and I find with this pandemic, I don't know about you, but I don't have the budget for anything fancy like that. I mean, getting a webcam and a laptop and all of this together was really quite investment enough.
Absolutely. No, and it's so true. Like I'm lucky because I have a Mac computer and it has a pretty good camera on it, which is I see my picture now, and this is an older MacBook, and it looks clear to me. I don't know about you guys, but it looks pretty clear to me. And yours looks crystal clear too. So yeah, I mean, investing in that stuff, it's worthwhile and it's necessary. But at the same time, if you have things that work, I mean, I've seen performers from all over use just whatever they have lying around, MacGyvering things together, and
Absolutely. What would you say has been probably the most exciting part of doing that so far? Like surprising part.
Um, you know, I feel like it's just as impressive, and because even though it's not, sorry, it's not just as impressive. It's impressive in its own way. It's not the same as our in-person show. Virtual is completely different, but I think the best part is that you still get people's reactions that are like blown away. And if anything, it leaves people wanting more because not everyone gets to do it. And like not everyone gets to try. And so you're watching something that someone might be trying. When we do our virtual shows, let's say it's a company and there's 200 people in the room, we might only touch on 5 or 6 or 7 of them, depending how long our show is that we're booked for. And then you have the 6 or 7 people that go on, and then it's up to them to spread the word after to say, no, it was real. No, we didn't set that up, and it's up to them to be creative on the spot. And people are really creative because they're in the comfort of their own home. It's not like a stage where people get stage fright, like it's just people sitting at home, like cozy on the couch. So it's a different.
Well, and I have to say, as a moderator, I get to see all the comments on the side where everybody gets to kind of cheer in unison, because when you're in the audience, you can cheer, but you can't really talk amongst yourselves. But in the chat room, everybody talks amongst themselves. Speaking of which, guys, we have a chat room, so definitely hit us up with a comment. If you have any questions for Steffi Kay, now is the time to ask her. Don't be shy. I wanted to talk about, all the wonderful things that you are and have been doing. For those who may not know, because there might be one person on this planet that hasn't heard of Steffi Kay and the Sentiment. You guys have stormed the internet these past 2 years, especially, not only with your online shows and your virtual shows, but you guys are winners of the Alan Slate Award for Rising Star in Magic, which is a really, really big deal, guys. You should check it out. It's something that every magician in Canada hopes to win at some point, because it is a feather in the cap and it is a boon in terms of helping you move forward in your career. So congratulations to that. That's amazing. And as well, well, I have an inside track on just how big a deal it is, because I know you guys, and I see how hard you work, and I see how hard it is to win that. And you guys are winners of also Fool Us. That's kind of a really, really big deal. And I know that one of the highlights the past 2 years, sorry, that was the best photo that I could find.
No, wonderful.
I love it because they're so natural and they're just so normal.
Oh yeah.
But this is my favorite photo from that, because not everybody gets to win an award, and you both got a trophy, which was really kind of cool. Tell me how that happened exactly.
Well, actually, our manager is a sweetheart, and he finessed us a second trophy so that we didn't have to cut ours down the middle.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine?
Right?
Who gets the U?
Well, no, see, I said that it would be who would get the top half and who would get the bottom
half. That's even better. Oh my gosh, I just hurt my face laughing at that. Aw, thank you, Sean.
Sean, you're so sweet. Hello, thank you.
Oh, and thank you. Jim and Sean are 2 of our best, most loyal viewers here at Planet Lizzdom. So thank you guys. Now, when you look at that trophy, what are some of the memories that come up for you around that time?
Oh boy. Well, some of it's a blur. As soon as you win or as soon as you lose, you're ushered off the stage quickly. Like there's people at the side and they're like, come on, come on, come on. Because it makes for good TV when things are fast and you can't really repeat that moment of you walking off. So we were quickly whisked away, and before we knew it, we were backstage walking the hall because they were like, okay, you guys won, so you have to go down the hall to collect something or other. Or maybe that's how it is for everyone. I don't know. If you don't fool them, what happens?
Well,
so we were whisked away, and as we're walking down the hall, and I'm wearing this like super tight dress, like at the bottom it's tight, so it's hard for me to walk. So like I'm trying to walk quickly, but it just looks like I'm scuttling. And we're like walking down the hall, and I go, so we won. Did we win? And he's like, I think we fooled them. And I'm like, yeah, we fooled them. Yeah. Okay. And then we were really excited. We're like, okay, so now what happens? And then we're like, they made us wait in a room, but we kept like looking around the room and like, I don't know, we were just so nosy, and we're like, oh, what's that? I wonder who else has been in here. Did they put everyone back here? You know? And then eventually someone came back and handed us an envelope or something. And the whole thing was a highlight for me. Everything from the rehearsal to actually doing it. You're so nervous. It was my first time on big TV, and I was so nervous.
Oh my goodness.
And Mysterion was nervous too. And we were backstage with Dan, our manager. And I said to Mysterion, like, don't eat the Cheetos before we go out. Just don't eat the Cheetos before we go out.
Aww.
Or it was like Doritos or something orange. And I'm like, don't. Like, you can eat anything you want, just don't eat those. And because it just, if anything, like if he put his arm over my shoulder, like over the couch, and like it touched my shoulder, like it's game over. So anyways, you
both in like light colors. Like there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. So, and then also him too. Like I didn't want him getting anything on him before we go out. It was just like everything was a thought. Everything was a thought.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, imagine if they offered you a red drink while you're in your beautiful white dress. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, they had juice boxes, and I was like looking at them. I'm like, okay, like fruit punch or apple juice. Apple juice. Like, get rid of this fruit punch. Keep this 10 feet away from me.
Absolutely. Well, I have to say, you guys looked so comfortable on stage. It looked like it was so exciting to see. And I mean, the look on everybody's face when you guessed. I don't know if you can see here. I will never be a weather girl, by the way. I can't work with webcams. Back there is the drawing that you duplicated.
Yes,
the flower, which I think is just so cool and such a great way to commemorate that moment. I look at it every day and I just think, wow, you guys are so literally you're mind blowing. Oh, and what is Mysterion saying? There is chocolate on the butt of my pants during that film.
I didn't want to say that. I was going to. So
oh my gosh.
There was also chocolate. Yes, that is so true. So there was also chocolate, and I also said to him, like, don't eat the chocolate. Like, just, I don't want you to get anything on you. And he was like, I won't. It's gonna be fine. I'm an adult. I can choose what I eat. I'm like, you can choose what you eat after. You can just starve now, and I promise as soon as we're done, like we're gonna be out of here in like half an hour. As soon as we're done, you can eat whatever you want, but just for TV. And awesome. So he stood up, and Dan and I are sitting, and like he stands up, and Dan and I look, and we see chocolate on his rear, and we look at each other, and we just go, and Chris, he did the Homer Simpson thing where Homer spins in a circle trying to. What is it? And we're like, it's okay, like it's nothing, it's fine, like you're not gonna see it because it's behind you. Just don't turn around.
Well, they have rain on the wedding day for TV. You have chocolate on the butt.
Yes.
There you go. It was a magical moment. It got rid of all the tension.
It's true, but it came off relatively easily, and it it wasn't glaringly there. It wasn't glaringly obvious, so it wasn't so bad. But
Well, I have to wonder if they leave all of that there in the green room just to see what happens with the talent.
oh my
You know, like I wonder how many, like really, I wonder how many magicians have gone out with Cheeto sauce or powder on their suit or chocolate or chocolate milk on their lapel. Like you have to wonder sometimes because I've been on a lot of sets and I'm thinking, why would you offer that?
yes,
Why? Why are you putting disaster?
those orange things, like things that melt, like absolutely not. It should be like granola bars and not the crumbly ones. They had those crumbly ones back
Oh
there.
yeah.
Nature
Well, that's expressly why I don't eat before I do this show because I know that I will get it all over me. Like
same.
that lipstick mark that happens right here when you eat something.
I know, I'm feeling it.
Like me and a burger, I'm guaranteed to have a lipstick goatee.
If I could change one thing in this world.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Chocolate on the butt was worth it, and you guys totally killed it. You were amazing. And you guys just keep doing amazing things. You actually just came back from Banff, which is really cool. I actually I tried to be fancy and I tried to download a little video that you guys did on your stories, and I'm hoping that it worked. Let's see. This is what you shot there, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah, we just had a little compilation video that I was working on, just waiting for some footage from us actually performing there. That was just our stage, like our dress rehearsal. And oh my gosh, that was a beautiful room. So we toured the whole hotel and we saw, well, not the whole hotel as much as we could see because that place is huge, is the Fairmont Royal York. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Saltwater pools, saltwater, I think the jacuzzi was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the pool area, it's kind of infamous. There's Marilyn Monroe sitting by the poolside after she'd sprained her ankle while they were filming a movie there, and I sat where she sat, and I got chills, and it's wonderful that place was built in 1888, and they had kept it, like they keep updating it like every 10, 15 years or so. Like they change stuff and they keep it current, and I guess that's what keeps people coming back, and that's why, and people come up for holidays and stuff with family, which I think is really cool. I think that's a great idea to go there, but very pricey.
That's wonderful. And I know I can imagine how good it feels to be performing live again. You guys must be so happy.
Yeah, oh my gosh. We wished for this all year, for 2 years now. And although like performing online is great, there's something about the clapping and the direct audience interaction that you get when you have people on stage and when you have people in the audience who can test you. Like when you're doing virtual, you don't have hecklers. You don't have people that are shouting out during your show going like, "You're wearing an earpiece." I'm not wearing an earpiece, but like things like that, you don't have that. And part of that is part of the comedy of the show is people making fools of themselves.
Oh, I remember being in the audience, one of the first few shows I saw with you and Mysterion at Revival, and you had done a triple trick, and the person behind me literally said, "No fucking way!" Burst right out, I mean, this obviously, this is not for young children, but that is what I heard, and the entire audience did burst out laughing because we all thought the same thing.
Thank you. Nice memories. Good times.
Well, and you know what? That is a great reaction because it's honest. It's just so honest because what you both do is incredibly mind-blowing. Something that I'm really excited about is Something Strange coming this Sunday. And, it's going to be a really big deal to perform live again in front of everybody with, all these different acts. And guys, you should totally see the banner that Steffi has painted for it. It's amazing. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but for you coming out, it's fantastic.
Thank you.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to play a commercial for Something Strange, even though it's sold out, just so everybody sees how exciting it's going to be. We'll be right back.
Step right up, boils, ghouls, and nondescripts, and start your Halloween month off at Something Strange, Canada's largest sideshow extravaganza, October 10th at the Revival nightclub. For the price of just one ticket, you will see pain-proof freaks, human marvels, animal oddities, and so much more. Featuring acts as seen on America's Got Talent, Penn and Teller's Fool Us, Discovery Channel, NBC, all over the media, hosted by Planet Lizzdom and myself, Mysterion. October 10th at Revival. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite before they disappear.
Hey everyone, Planet Lizzdom now has a Patreon. Your help will allow Liz to make the show even bigger, cover costs, and help bring on celebrity guests. Go to patreon.com/Planet Lizzdom and pledge now.
Whose lovely voice was that? Oh, thank you so much for doing the voiceover for that, Steffi. It was fantastic. I love it. I think I watched that commercial about 20 times.
Well, of course, anytime.
Well,
I'm just blown away that the show is sold out,
Isn't that the best feeling ever? Like, I've got goosebumps. We're going into a sold out show. I mean, it's the best feeling ever. And for those of you who do not have your tickets, never fear. There will be another show in January, but you've learned your lesson. Get your tickets in advance. Thank you, Jeff Sherwood. Honestly, I feel like a kid at Christmas. I can't even begin to tell you just how thrilled I am because, Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. And, every time I get to do an amazing event, it feels like Christmas morning. I love Halloween, don't get me wrong, but I love Christmas too.
So Christmas is your favorite? Is that why we have green hair? Is this the...
Oh my gosh, you don't even know. I got a red cape today and I put it on. I was like, I look like a nightmare before Christmas, literally. And I was like, but I'm too warm to wear it at work and I look too fabulous. I won't do anything because I'm fabulous.
Well, I love your coral lipstick. I love that you pair green with coral. I know like you pair all different colors. I see you with like hot pink sometimes too. It looks coral right now, maybe on my monitor.
Oh yeah, it's the weird lighting.
Oh, I wore green eyeshadow in honor of Planet Lizzdom today.
Oh, thank you. And I got the beautiful sparkly eyeshadow that you'd given me from MAC. I don't know if you can see it. Bing, bing.
Well, that's what we said about Christmas. I know we said we wanted to, like we mentioned before, we didn't plan anything ahead of time, but we said that we were gonna do something magical for your viewers. Why don't we? What do you feel like? Let's do something with Christmas because that really opens the door for anything. I mean, think of something to do with a holiday, any holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas. I know we just talked about Christmas, but it does not have to be Christmas. Okay.
All right.
Because that could be too obvious, right? Is that too obvious? I don't know. You pick whatever you want. Any kind of memory that you have from the holidays. Any holiday. Could be Halloween, could be Easter, could be your unbirthday, could be your birthday. Anything.
You know what I'm thinking of right now? I'm obviously, Mysterion's a toy collector. I shouldn't say anything. Okay.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. It's okay. That's okay. But I can tell you really want this thought. So if you have a piece of paper in front of you, just write down briefly. And I brought my magical pad of paper.
Oh, it's my turn in the hot seat.
So just write something down, a memory that you have. And if I think I should write it down, I will also write it down. I might not need to write it down.
Okay. Sorry, it's a long memory.
No, that's okay.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay, so what I'm getting is not a long memory, but that's okay. I'm gonna just show you what I got. You can react or not react, up to you.
Oh, I love dessert.
Does your memory have something to do with dessert?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. We're on the right track here.
Okay.
But that leaves it quite open. You're thinking about getting something, but it's not like you were getting a birthday cake or something. You got something else. And I think it was Christmas. Was it Christmas?
It was.
You were a little girl? This is not when you're older, but I mean, you would have probably been excited to receive this thing when you were older too.
Totally.
And you got a toy. You got a toy for Christmas. It was on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Something to do with dessert. Oh, strawberry shortcake.
Oh my God, totally.
Did you write that down?
That's exactly what I wrote. I wrote strawberry shortcake plastic figurine. I was 5 years old.
It was on Christmas. That's so wild.
I used to smell her all the time because she smelled like strawberries. Like she was like this big, and I carried her everywhere. Like I've got goosebumps right now. You don't even understand. I forgot what it's like to be in the hot seat. No fucking way. How did you guess that? See, this is why you're in the Magic Castle.
Yeah, we'll be there very soon. I wish you were there too. I'm like, you need to come.
I really want to. I actually have an art obligation that the day before I have a book signing of my own in Niagara Falls, so I can't go. But I know, but
no, that's a good reason not to go. That is a very good reason not to go.
But it's just like, oh, thanks, Daddy Red. You said your book reading is awesome.
Thank you so much.
I'm watching the comments come in, so that's very exciting. Thank you, Jeff. But I'm so excited for you guys to be performing in the Magic Castle. Tell me about that. I want to hear all about it again.
Oh, I mean, it's our second home, of course. Every time you go, as soon as you walk in, they say, "Welcome home."
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's something else. You walk in and it's like dark colors, like carpet, and there's bookshelves all over, and then you have to know the secret password to get in. You have to like register, and then you say the secret password, and you get to go in a secret passageway, and then you go in, and you're greeted by a second secret foyer where there's a bar and staircases, and it's very overwhelming, but not like it's not overstimulating, and it's not overwhelming in a bad way. It's just you're encapsulated by all of this magic, and you almost feel the history of just everyone else who's ever walked through those doors, and it makes you feel like it makes me feel like anyway there's like chances and opportunities, like the world is your oyster, and like it's your sea, like it's a whole sea. It's not big fish or little fish, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what size the pond is, it's your pond. It just feels like its own ecosystem. It's really, really,
that's amazing. Oh my gosh. I mean, that really sounds so magical. Now, what night are you performing?
We're going to be performing for 7 nights. I believe we're performing from the 25th to the 31st.
Oh, wow.
We're performing for the peak of Halloween week, and I think this is the first year that they've introduced the mandatory costumes for all members and guests, my staff, I think, and also performers. So we don't have to wear a costume, and I'm a little bit disappointed about that because I would love to be forced to wear a costume. But I am glad that I can just wear my regular stuff too. And I'll probably dress up for Halloween, but I haven't decided if I'll be Marilyn or Jean Harlow yet. So, I mean, it's one wig, 2 girls.
Well, Jean Harlow is your favorite from what I understand, which is kind of cool. But I also understand that you have some garments from Jean Harlow and Marilyn Monroe.
No, Greta Garbo.
Greta Garbo, sorry.
And I have a Marilyn, one of Marilyn Monroe's dresses. It can't be authenticated. Like, there's no way. But they don't have it in any, like, they can't find it, so no one knows where it is. It looks like it's her size. If you saw this thing on me, it looks like it's sewn on. I've never had such a fitted dress, and she was known for having to be sewn into her outfits. And
wow.
you know, when people say like, oh, like Marilyn Monroe, she was plus size because she was like a size 10 or 12. That's
Mhm.
I'm plus size. Like, I don't, these are articles that I used to read like 10 years ago that would say that. And I'm like, but anyway, they would say that, and that's not the case. Like, that would be a vintage size 10 or 12 or 14. And a size 10 in vintage is like super tiny. That's equivalent to like a 0 or a 00 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And a lot of the times, like, maybe she would be a size 10 in the waist, but in the hips, she was, you know, she was larger. She wouldn't be considered a size 10. Maybe she'd be considered a size 14 in the hips or a 14 in the bust. And so you get your stuff tailored. And of course, celebrities, I mean, you just get your stuff tailored. So you buy a size up even. So even if you're wearing a size 14 and then you get it tailored down so it fits you like a glove, I mean, you can fully inches you cut off there. So anyway, yeah, it can't be authenticated, but it looks like her 1962 Academy Awards dress, which is like, it's a V-neck halter, and it's one of the Norman Norell mermaid dresses. So it's hand sequined, and they're flat sequins, one by one sewed on, and it's in navy blue. It's in the same color that hers was, in that midnight blue. And yeah, so she wore it to the awards show. So I mean, if it's hers, I'll never know, but it really, like, it really could be hers. If you see it, you'd be like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember I got to look at it and hold it up close, and I mean, the craftsmanship is remarkable. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, those mermaid dresses are, I've seen some of them go for like $20,000 now. It's like, oh my God. And that's not even Marilyn's dress. It's just like one that's made from that time period in that same material. So
Absolutely. They did not play around at all. Now, something that, you know, I also really, really appreciate and, you know, like, and that a lot of people are learning to, or getting to know you for, is your TikTok page, where you're doing all these wonderful elements of dressing and styling, and you do it to, you know, beautiful vintage music. And I actually managed to grab a video from TikTok that I want to show everybody because I think it's great for fall.
I'm excited to see.
I love it.
I was like, which one did you choose? I did a couple fall ones. I love it. Yeah, that one's fun. That outfit gets a lot of compliments. So I was like, I feel like we should take it apart and put it back together.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know about you, but I wish getting dressed was actually that easy, like in jump cuts. Just do. I'm done. Oh, thanks, Daddy Red. He says your style is so iconic and he loves to see your Instagram outfit montage.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was my new one that I just put out. I was collecting clips of my outfits over a couple weeks, and it was like, I gotta do something with this, and it was just what I've been wearing over fall. So, you know,
Now, Steffi, remind me, what is your Instagram handle again?
My name. So if you see my name there, Steffi Kay, just put in an underscore in between that.
Perfect, because I want to direct everybody to what you're doing, because I think it's worthy of checking out, because, you know, it's not easy being, you know, a magician or an icon or an entertainer. And I love what you're doing with Instagram and TikTok, because it adds an extra element. You know, it shows more depth of your personality, and that you're more than just one angle.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. Please remind me again what it is on TikTok. Same thing.
Amazing. I tried getting it without the underscore. It doesn't happen.
Oh, okay. So it's Steffi.
Oh, Steffi underscore Kay. Yeah.
Right. So my brain all of a sudden went like, stop. So guys, TikTok and Instagram, Steffi underscore Kay. Check it out. Follow her, because you create content daily.
Yeah, I do. I usually post on my stories. It came to the point where it's like, I didn't want to keep posting my, Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That
Aw.
is so funny. I'm sure you don't have a poor choice of style. That's hilarious.
Jim's great. He's fine. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Greg. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm glad you've seen them.
Yeah. Greg is actually the reason that I can do any of this. He is my tech guru.
Oh, Greg, we've spoken before then.
Yep, he is absolutely fantastic. I can't speak enough about my super team. You know, speaking of super teams and you know what you're doing with TikTok and Instagram, do you have any plans for you know the coming season in terms of what we can expect to see?
Oh my gosh. So on my phone, I have maybe like 100 ideas. It's probably more than that. And I just constantly write down ideas. And they're all waiting and ready there. They're Marion, ready and waiting. And yeah, so I mean, I'm constantly writing stuff down. I have a lot of things that I want to do and redo. So I did like one with 1930s candy before, and I want to do 20s candy and 40s candy and 50s candy, maybe even 60s and 70s candy. We'll see. And I love doing. And I think what people really like seeing are things that they can relate to. And obviously the 20s and the 30s, like no one can relate to that because none of us lived through that time period. And if people are alive from that time, they were born in that, like they were just born. They're fresh. They don't know what was going on. They were just born. So yeah. And so we don't have a sense of nostalgia for that stuff. I mean, everything that we see that is to do with the times before us, it's just what we're seeing and enjoying and picking up from like maybe old movies or something, but there's no way that we're nostalgic for any of this. It might remind us of, you know, maybe watching black and white movies when we were kids or something on Turner Classic Movies with our parents. But apart from that, like if you don't have an inclination toward vintage stuff, it's just a passing fancy. But anyway, what I think people really like seeing is stuff that they can identify with. So when I talk about I did one a little while ago. It was beauty trends from the 90s that were taken from the 1920s and 30s.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I also have one planned that's beauty trends from the 20s and 30s that were used in the early 2000s, that sort of thing. So,
very cool. And it's true. It's cyclical.
Yeah. And it's funny. I posted that on Facebook and someone commented about the beauty trends from the 20s and 30s that were used in the 90s. They were like, this YouTuber is, and it was really sweet. This YouTuber doesn't know that these trends were actually from the 1960s. Like we did these in the 60s and 70s first. And it's like, no, I know that you guys did them in the 60s and 70s. I'm just comparing in a quick 15-second video between something that people who are majority of people who are on TikTok are probably more interested in the 1990s than they are in the 1960s and 70s, because apparently that's antiquated to them right now, and vintage is the 90s.
I know. Doesn't that blow your mind?
Yeah.
Like yesterday for me. The 60s is vintage to me. The 30s is vintage to me.
The 70s is like I never saw it as vintage until maybe like a couple of years ago, and I'm like, okay, I guess it can be vintage. Oh, yeah. But it's weird. It's just weird thinking that the 70s is. It's still.
Oh yeah, I explained to a kid today that I was born in '76, and it looked like I broke her brain. She just kind of like looked at me on the side and went, "I don't understand.
Oh,
you don't look old." And I was like, "Well, I'm not technically old, but I guess to someone at 20 years old, the 70s feels very, very far away."
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's so funny. Yeah, perceptions. You know, it's the world is full of weird perceptions, and I find the internet, it makes it even weirder.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know? It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Oh my God! Speaking of perceptions, I have to. Oh, I love this photo of you guys. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, Lyra.
Lyra, like
Yes.
I think the world of her, and I think she's amazing, and I love that she loves you guys. You know, it's
So she knew who we were when we went to Viva Las Vegas to perform. We performed there twice now, I think. Is it twice or 3 times that we've performed for them? Oh my gosh, I feel bad that it was 3 times. We performed. Have we performed 3 times? Yeah, we've performed maybe it was only twice. Don't hold me up to that one. I think it was twice. Anyway, so I saw her and she goes, "Oh," and she was alone. Everyone else was still getting ready, but I take a long time to get ready, but apparently I didn't take as long as everybody else. And I went out on stage to go see what was going on, and she was sitting out there already. And she's sitting, and I walk out. She goes, and I wasn't gonna bother her because I was like I was just gonna like smile and wave, and like that's it. Like I don't want to bother her. It's Elvira, and she was like, "Oh, like come here." And so I come over, and she's like, "You're Steffi Kay," and I'm like, "I am." I am Steffi Kay. Thank you. Hello. I know you too. And she's like, I saw your show at the Magic Castle, and I was like, I clicked in because although we have lots of people that watch our show, and it's a lot of cycling through different crowds in a night, and it can become a little bit of a blur. I do remember faces. I do remember a lot of faces, and I remembered hers, and I was like, yes, you were at our show. I remember. And she was like, it was so incredible. I've never seen anything like that before. I go a lot and I've never seen anything like that. And then she told me a lot about how like it's been difficult to be Elvira over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get too much into that. And just, you know, like there's a certain standard she feels to uphold to being Elvira, and just there's an expectation, and she's also herself, you know, and she just wants to be herself at the same time. And she is herself, but she comes out and she does these things as Elvira. So it was a really nice conversation that we had. We talked for about 15 minutes, and let me see this. I was working
cool.
20-something-year-old guy who's dressed as Wayne and Pierre. I mentioned this. That's cool.
Okay.
You know, I wish that guys when I was younger were also rocking the Magnum PI look. I would have been super into that.
Yep.
I would have been very confused.
Oh, and apparently Sean Potter met Elvira when he was a kid. Okay.
God. That's cool. That is so cool. She is super awesome. She really is one of a kind. And when the girls when they finished getting ready and they all came out, they were like, "Oh, Elvira!" And she was like, she put on a face and she was like, "Hello, everybody!" And it was nice because I could tell I had a real nice heart to heart with her.
Yep.
And like she kind of let her guard down.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's a nice part of my job too, that a lot of people, they let their guard down with me because what we do is on some levels of, you know, psychic and reading and that sort of thing. And I get it, you know, and a lot of people, they want to be heard. And I feel like when people talk things out and talk things through with others, that Rebecca, before she was Elvira, oh my gosh, Jim, you have to tell me about that sometime. I want to hear about that. I want to hear all about that. I know where to go.
So he met her when she was Cassandra. Well, and you know, being an entertainer as well, I'm sure you experience the same sort of thing that Elvira experiences. You know, you're Steffi, and then you're Steffi Kay.
Oh, I'm the same. On stage, off stage. The only difference is I do not swear on stage. I swear off stage.
I just swear everywhere. Actually, one of my favorite ways to swear, I learned from my brother and sister-in-law. When you want to emphatically swear, but you can't use the words, you just go, words. It's like,
I love it.
Words.
It's so PG. I love it. That's very sweet. Very, very sweet.
Oh my gosh. There's so much that I want to talk to you about, and I feel like we need 3 more hours to kind of go through it. Something that I found this photo today because I was trying to find some photos that kind of really encompass everything that you do. And I came across this photo that I've never seen. And I think it's the most iconic image of you I've ever seen. And I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. It's straight out of a poster.
Yeah, that was right after we got back from America's Got Talent. We were filming for a documentary that they're doing for an iconic local magic shop called the Browser's Den. It's fantastic. If you're ever in Toronto, Browser's Den, please check it out. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, so we were doing interviews for that, and the set was beautiful. And I said, "Hey, Steeren, get over here, come take photos with me." And we took a bunch of photos, and oh my gosh, the set dressing, incredible. I need those curtains. I told Mysterio, and I'm like, hey, contact the set dresser, and like, I'm getting these curtains for my place because they were striking.
They're beautiful curtains. Like just the entire photo, it took my breath away. I was like, oh, I don't know what this is from, but I have to know. That's
I'm
so
glad
cool.
I didn't wear that outfit tonight because I thought about it. I was like, I haven't worn this in a while, but you know what? I'm gonna wear this instead.
Wow. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. The mental telepathy that's going on. Oh my goodness. Okay, Steffi, before we go, because we only have a couple more minutes left, what would you like to do with the last 5 minutes?
Do you have any last questions? And I ask one more question, and then I think we can fit in a magic trick.
I would love that. I was hoping you would ask. I would say, what is on your bucket list to do in the next 5 years?
Hollywood. Move to Hollywood.
All right, that is a pretty good request on your bucket list, and something that I think I could really see happening for you guys, because I mean, look at this. You guys are on the cover of Vanish magazine, which I'm going to brag about because you guys look amazing. Look at these iconic photos. Like, how can you not go to Hollywood?
Teaserama. The second one was Teaserama. The first one I did.
Oh, was that Teaserama?
Yeah. She's fantastic, and that's how you find her, Teaserama. As it sounds. She's a fabulous photographer.
That is so amazing. She did a great job. Oh my goodness.
She did.
She really, really did. Like, those photos are just outstanding.
Yeah. No, Hollywood is the place I want to be. Like, and I think Mysterion too. I think that is the next step, and we have all the papers to do it. You know, it's just a matter of like being there, and it's not about getting work there. It's about being there and meeting the right people. And there are tons of right people, awesome people in Toronto, everywhere else, all over Canada, all over the US, all over everywhere. But that is where we need to be. And if we're there for a consecutive amount of time, I really think it's our shot. And I don't think, I feel like that's the missing step. And like, out of all the times where we've been like, we need to do this, we need to get ahead, I think that's, why aren't we getting ahead? I think that's why. I think it's just the location and meeting the right people. I mean,
absolutely. And I mean, when you're at the Magic Castle, look who you run into.
I know.
Mr. Dick Van Dyke here. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I think, that is probably a really great move for you guys. Hollywood. Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of Hollywood, so Mysterio and I, we do this thing where when we're walking down the Walk of Fame, there's all those different stars with the different names. And we play this game where we pick a number, and then so we're like, okay, 7, and then we count 7 stars. We're walking and we count 7 stars in, and that's who we are, or that's the level of fame we're gonna get. So it's fun. But I would love for you to pick someone famous, a name, if you would write it down.
Okay, you want me to write it down?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me get a piece of paper here. All right, this one is blank. Here's my marker. All right, so, okay, I know who I'm going to choose.
Don't choose anything that's in your vicinity, or like anything that's behind you that I can see. Like, I see Freaks. Like, don't pick anyone from Freaks.
Okay, yeah, no, this person I've chosen is nowhere here at all. All right, I've got it.
Okay. Is this okay? And you didn't pick Mysterion.
No, I never pick Mysterion.
No.
But he always picks me.
I love it. Now, this is someone that you watched in your childhood.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And so you didn't pick a singer. Right then and there. I just narrowed it down 50-50, right? Because I don't think
he can sing.
And there, it's a he. So that also, that,
Yeah.
there we go. And you know, some actors, they can sing, but this one can't. And if he did, it would probably be a comedy or someone dubbing in the voice for him. And parodied quite a lot. Funny guy. I think you're thinking of, I'm seeing someone in like a sailor outfit or like a white shirt. I mean, he could have worn a lot of different things. I think you're thinking of Don Knotts.
I'm totally thinking of Don Knotts.
Yeah, we narrowed it down after all those little things. We narrowed it down.
Seriously, I loved watching him in Three's Company as Mr. Furley. Like, you know, I watched him in so many films when I was a kid. I love Don Knotts. He even did a special with Donnie and Marie Osmond.
Oh,
for Halloween. It's so cool.
He did. I watched that with Mysterion, and they were dressed up as different monsters.
Absolutely. That is so cool.
That's so funny.
I love Don Knotts. He's my favorite person ever. He's just like
Mysterion here.
Well, there's a funny story about Don Knotts that you know, something on his Wikipedia happened, and how do you call it? A fake element of his life was added. I think it was said that he had a mannequin or a doll named Hooch Matador, and it never got removed from Wikipedia. And we were looking at an article about Don Knotts recently, and it was still there.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. That's what we need. We need Wikipedia with just like completely fake facts. Just like the menalists have traveled to the moon.
I love fake facts. It's the best. It's absolutely the best. Now, I'm looking to my left and I see another envelope here. Now, I don't know if this was put here before the show, but this is not my handwriting.
Is that maybe?
Yeah.
Did he was he in there before you?
I think so, because there's something in this envelope. But you know what I think that's from? I think that's from a show that I did recently for something else. So you know what? I'm just going to put that away because I think I need to.
You have too much of our magic stuff out there from all of our shows.
I did actually. I have a funny story to tell you. Once I was doing this show with Papa Jimbo, and he told me to open up a deck of cards and to pull out a card, and all of a sudden I realized I was pulling a deck of cards I shouldn't be pulling, and I started. I started messing with Mysterion's deck of cards, and I'm like, I need to put these away. Playing with my professional paintbrushes, I'm like, I need to just step back and not touch a single thing in this studio.
I love it.
It's like, do your lipstick in the magic mirror. Like, you just don't do it. You just
turn that over here.
Oh my gosh, everyone's loving this.
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Jim. Mr. Limpet, yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Mr. Limpet. So, I'm sorry, my computer just paused for a quick second, so I just want to make sure I've got everything working properly. Steffi, do you have any questions for me?
I mean, something strange. This is so exciting. So you are going to be hosting with Mysterion.
Absolutely. I am so stoked, and I hope that I can introduce everybody with the proper aplomb and excitement and verbiage and hand gestures.
So are you gonna dress up for something strange? Like, are you gonna do Halloween dress up, or are you going to be Liz?
I am so on the fence about it, you know, because I mean, as you know, and everybody else knows, I love to be extra all the time.
Yeah.
I've gone through about 12 different outfits, and I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do. So I'm just going to go with my mood, because I am also dressing up the night before, because I'm going to be hosting a question and answer for a movie called Mr. Sister that my friend Mars Roberge is premiering at the Review Cinema. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to take a second to talk about it because it's a really big deal. He's an amazing filmmaker out of Hollywood. So guys, there's only about 15 tickets left. So go to Eventbrite to get that, because supporting our artists is very important. I'm going to be doing that event, and I Will Look Crazy Extra is an amazing film, and I actually had him on my show back in April talking about it. And I want everybody to come out and see it because art is thriving. Steffi Kay and Mysterion are thriving. Mars is thriving. I am thriving. Art will not stop because of a pandemic. In fact, it only grows and adapts. That's all I'm going to say about that. Steffi, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight. You're amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Liz. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, and I'll see you Sunday.
Yes. Thanks,
We'll see you
everyone.
soon. Bye, Steffi. And thank you all so much for joining me tonight. You're amazing. As always, you're an amazing and incredible audience, and I'm so excited for everything that is coming our way. If you love what I'm doing, please feel free to shoot me a little love at my Patreon, because it does actually help pay for the internet and the camera and all that good stuff. So patreon.com/Planet Lizzdom, be my Patreon, and you'll get some exclusives that nobody else gets. And I'm not going to tell you about it because you're going to have to join. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been such a great night to do Something Strange series episode 4, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Be well and have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.